You're about to see inside of one of sprint car racing's most iconic engine shops, Ott Racing Engines. Check it out.
My name's Adam Cofer, and I'm the owner of Ott Racing Engines, along with my wife, Nicole. I'm originally from the Midwest. I'm from a small farm town in Kansas. I got my start out there working for a small shop that did a lot of 305 and ASCS 360 sprint stuff. Don actually gave me a call. I was trying to work a deal with another shop out here to move out to Pennsylvania, and just because I wanted to do more 410 stuff. And the shop that I was working for at the time was primarily doing ASCS 360 type stuff. So I knew I wanted to do more 410 stuff, and if you want in the States, if you want to be in the 410 stuff, to me you need to be in Pennsylvania. So I had kind of put some feelers out that I was thinking about coming out here, and in doing so, Ott actually found out that I was interested in moving out here, and just out of the blue he called me one day and kind of laid out for me a 5-year plan that he was looking to kind of step back and to transition himself out of the business, and that he was looking for somebody to take it over, and I kind of fit the bill. It was the direction I wanted to go and where I wanted to be. So Don works about 2 days a week for us, give or take. He primarily does all the block honing, or majority of the block honing, and then he also does about half of the dynoing. Him and I split the dyno work. So, but he's still involved. He's a major asset. If I ever have any questions or anything of concern, he's just a phone call or a text away. So, but he's been a major asset, and he's still kind of outside involved, but he's not here every day running the day-to-day stuff. He's just involved with, like I say, once or twice a week he comes in and kind of helps keep things rolling for us. So we have quite a client list that we work with. Obviously, coming off this past weekend with Outlaws at Williams Grove, TJ Stutz picked up the win on Friday night, so that was a big one for us. We've got Danny Dietrich won the Bob Weichert Memorial back a couple months ago, and then Anthony Macari's got some engines with us, and he's got some engines with another engine builder, but Anthony's another one of our major customers. We do engines for Freddie Raymer with the number 8 car in Eichelberger Racing. Overseas, we've got, in Australia, we've got JD Dack is one of our customers, and then we just recently picked up Ryan Newton and their organization. And Jesse Attard's been a longtime client of Don's. They've gotten engines for years from Don. Andy Forsberg on the West Coast is a big winner for us. He's had a pretty good year in his 360, and we've got Robert Blue in the USAC stuff. He's been a longtime customer of Don's and been a very good customer. And then just this last year, we won the ASCS National Championship with Jason Martin in the 360s. So I don't have an exact count on how many clients we have, but we have quite a few guys who we do engines for across the United States, and like I say, even overseas. And every year I've been here, the business has steadily grown, but right now we're sitting somewhere around 130 to 140 new and rebuilds a year. Last year I think we did right around 30, it was either 30 or 35 new builds, with some of those being 360s and majority of them being 410s. The 410 market on new stuff has just kind of been exploding with the interest in the high limit stuff, and Outlaws kind of the separation. I think there's been some more interest from that, and then just guys looking to step up out of the 360s and 305s and stuff. Basically, if you're going to get an engine from us, it's going to come complete with a fuel pump, stacks, bypasses, all that stuff. So when you're looking at the cost of the engine, it's not just a bare engine, quote unquote. So basically those prices will range from about $68,000 up to $75,000, just kind of dependent on how you want the engine dressed out and what sort of different options you would pick. We've got some different things that we do to tailor the combinations to if the car's heavy and they want a lighter engine package or things of that nature. So, and then it gets really specific as far as what we're building to what racetrack they're running, because you wouldn't build the same engine for Knoxville or Williams Grove. They would build for someplace like a little quarter mile in California. So it kind of varies on what we do for that. So, and then to take it a step farther, it seems like every driver has a little different combination they want. What one guy really likes on a big track, the next guy's not happy with or wants something a little different. So you really have to kind of tailor packages into exactly what they want. But all that said, we do kind of have some generic engine packages or combinations that we primarily stick with. So we keep parts around for the most part to put one of those together at any given time. Some of the parts availability's been a little bit of an issue still, but like I say, we keep stuff around for our specific combinations we do a lot of. The development thing, it just seems like it's kind of a moving target. So we don't do a whole lot of wholesale, like completely off and left field stuff. We're normally just kind of doing little tweaks here and there because in my opinion at this level, and even with some of the guys over in Australia as far as the major engine builders are concerned, I think all of us have a relatively similar package. It's just each of us has our little tweaks that we do here or there. You know, a lot of what we've worked on in the past few years has been more injection related, and between Kinsler and Angler, there's been some different design injections come out that we've been testing and have put on the racetrack. So that's kind of been the big thing though, is development induction wise. But outside of that, it's just little tweaks. You know, Bob at All Pro might suggest we try a different intake port or cylinder head combination, so we'll give one of those a try. And then same sort of thing with camshafts. We maybe have a driver that's got a specific feel that he's looking for. He doesn't like the way a motor's reacting, so we'll adjust a camshaft here or there depending on what a driver's looking for. We all work together to an extent. If one of us is having problems with something, the other calls and says, hey, I'm seeing this, and you know, have you seen this, or so on and so forth. So we kind of all try and help each other, make sure that if it's something, say, bearing related or oil related or something like that, that we all help each other, that we're not all out having the same problem. I don't think anybody's ever going to stop asking for more, so I don't see that ever stopping. I mean, we've kind of hit a plateau. Like, there's the low-hanging fruit's all gone. There's not a lot of big gains that we're finding. There'll always be guys asking for more, and some of it comes back to different driving styles too. Like some of the drivers that are real finesse drivers, they don't like a combination that's really aggressive and pulls down the straightaway extremely hard or tries to overdrive the corner. Whereas some drivers, and it seems to be in particular a lot of the younger drivers that maybe don't have quite as good a throttle control, they like that combination. They want to feel like it's really pulling the whole way down the straightaway. But like I said, it all comes back to different driving styles if you ask me. But I don't know, it seems like on any given night, the guy that's got his car right, motor's kind of the least important thing a lot of times at the end of the night. You know, just as long as it's drivable and it's something that is reliable. By the end of the night, we're detuned a lot of times at least 60 horse, if not significantly more than that. So I don't know that the power is really needed past those two laps at the beginning of the night in qualifying. Basically, as they come in, our process, or the way we work through them, they come over here into this room, which is our teardown area. Shaggy's hard at work here, getting one boxed up and ready to go. But basically, we tear the engines down. We have a system here where everybody's parts ends up in these bins, and then they're kind of inspected and prepped and ready for cleaning here. And then from there, we move over. We've got a cleaning area where the blocks and the individual parts will get cleaned in. Parts washers here, and we've got a big sonic cleaner, which basically is a container with big hot soapy water in it. Aaron's in here working on a set of cylinder heads. This is our cylinder head room. It's gonna be kind of loud in here, but basically we've got our Surdy that we do the valve jobs with. These heads here all need taken apart and inspected. And then over on the other side, we have the heads that are cleaned and ready. And we catalog all the parts here. We've got all the valve springs and different combinations that we use as well. So this is our assembly room here. All these parts, or carts, normally have clean parts on them that are ready for assembly. And then, like I say, it's just our system of going through. We normally do the short blocks first, and then either Aaron or I come in and do the top ends. So Greg's pretty well doing one, maybe half of a short block a day. And then we've got, like I say, just going through different processes here. So this one's ready to get the cylinder heads and injection put on it. This one he's just starting on, so it hasn't. This is a 358 from out here in Pennsylvania, actually, but this one's just getting started, so he hasn't gotten any of the parts in it yet. And then this one's 3/4 of the way done. It still needs the valve train put on it, but we try and make sure we get the injections on them, give them enough time to set up, and be ready to go. So these engines here are all set up and ready to ship. Let's see here. This one is this one's going to Michigan. That one's going to California. The next one over a customer has for sale. And part of this one down is also going to California. So just different times of the year. These two 410s were lapped out. I guess same with that 360, it was lapped out, so it's due for a refresh. USAC Silver Crown engine here. This one actually came in here for had a problem with the oiling system on it, so brought it in, made some adjustments. And here we've got all of our blocks cleaned up and ready to go through the honing process. That's the cylinder hone over there. We just purchased a new rottler, should be here in a couple months, so kind of upgraded that process, trying to make sure we're staying on the cutting edge on the operations that we are doing through here. Crankshaft magnafluxing machine. Don actually bought this from Weichert, so this thing, I don't even know what year it would have been made. I think I seen a tag on the inside of it the other day, said the coolant was changed in 1978, so it's definitely an older machine. But these are all crankshafts that are either waiting to be inspected or have been inspected, and from there they'll either get balanced or go through our polishing process, and then they're ready for assembly. And we've got the dyno here, control room here with, that's where you sit as you're operating it. And then this is a 410 that races out here in Pennsylvania that we're just finishing up. So had to make a couple little tweaks to it. Not everything always goes as planned, but we had to notice it wasn't idling quite right on one of the cylinders. So we got to make some adjustments to one of the butterflies. I think we need to get some different tops for it, but that's how it goes. That's why we dyno them. There's little things that you don't catch as you're going through the process. The big thing when they come in here, there's certain things that we're looking for or checking, but for us, the primary thing is A, making sure we don't have any major oil leaks, and B, making sure we get the ignition timing set right. Those are the two major things that we really focus on. Outside of that, the dyno is instrumented with a bunch of different fuel sensors and different things for sensors otherwise. The fuel system stuff, we've got different parameters that we look for. We make sure that they're within a certain window. 410 operates in X window, and a 360 operates in Y window. So we go through and we make sure that those parameters are met when we're dynoing. And then from there on, we've got these different EGT sensors that we use in the exhaust. That's how we help make sure that side to side's all right on the injection, because it's not real hard to get these things off, and anybody that's raced for a long time has probably at some point or another dealt with that. We've got some stuff that we go through to check crankcase vacuum, make sure that the engine's sealed up like it should be, and then some other basic things like this engine has a dual crank trigger pickup setup, so we'll go through, we set the magneto timing, we set the advanced trigger timing, and then we'll set the retard trigger timing, which the retard is a detune strategy that these guys use when, depending on how many degrees it's set at, it'll take anywhere from 6, sometimes we got some guys run at 4, but 4 to 7 degrees of timing out of the engine, which will take anywhere from 60 to 70 horse out of the engine, just kind of depending on how it's set. And there again, it's just another strategy that helps these guys when the tracks get slick so that they can drive it.